Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. From 1976 until roughly 2016, every IWC Ingenieur owed a debt of gratitude and a nod for its style to Gerald Genta's 1976 Jumbo Ingenieur, the 1832 reference. But dramatically and recently, IWC has turned away from that 1970s-inspired integrated case lug bracelet design and looked back, much farther back to 1955 and the origin of the species, recalling the design of the original reference 666, the Wicked One, and the 2017 model year debut on my wrist represents the 666 AD, the automatic with the date. The original IWC Technician's watch effectively revived for a new generation. This is a classical watch with classical proportions, 40 millimeters in diameter on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. You can also see that it's fairly slim, 10.5 millimeters thick. This one slides easily under a cuff. Lug to lug, the watch is broad but not oversized, 48.5 millimeters, and if you include a little bit of rigid outcropping at the ends of the bracelet, then it extends to 51.3, but still, we're only talking the measurement of a 40 millimeter Rolex Daytona on a bracelet, so if you can wear that, you can easily wear this. Spacing between the lugs, 20 millimeters, so if you do want to accessorize, you'll have a bevy of OEM and aftermarket options. The bracelet is handsome and it's comfortable. It sits flat, it'll fit underneath any sleeve, and the timepiece delivered on a bracelet does offer considerable value. It's a handsome piece. First, this basic design has been around since the debut of the GST in the late 1990s, and its virtues have always been its simplicity, its strength, and its modularity. So you can see there's a contrast between the polished and H-pattern primary satin finish links, and then there's also a little bit of a change of plane with the center links somewhat higher than the flanking profiles, but you can see that there's actually a method by which every individual link can be removed on both sides. You press the trigger on the underside, then you simply force the retaining bar through. You can actually break a toothpick in half and size this bracelet with no tools, just using those two halves of a toothpick. I know, I've done it. The clasp has a hidden secret. A lot of folks buy this watch without even knowing that there's a push-button slider. You push the IWC logo down and that activates the slider. And you can see there are several incremental stations of adjustment. Close it all up. It's quite solid. It reminds me of those machined solid ingot steel Omega Seamaster and Speedmaster clasps, and you can see it's a twin trigger release system, so you must press the trigger down. They even give you a thoughtful ghosted perlage engine turning on the inside, so it's a nicely executed clasp and also thoughtfully designed. Now, jumping back to the case, it's simple. Strong, strident projecting lugs. These will be familiar to fans of recent Ingenieurs. They haven't completely doubled down on the 1950s aesthetic. A little bit of recent design has been retained in the vertical satin grain, the sharp break between the lugs and the mid-case, as well as the almost Carrera-inspired thrusting angularity of these lugs. You can also see a contrasting finish between satin and high polish. The bezel is conical, minimalist, and all of high polish to match. The dial is a matte black with all applique indices. The indices are doubled at 12 o'clock, and as you can see, there's a stub index at 3. But the dial is simple, and it downplays the date window. You could miss it if you don't want it. It's monotone, the aperture is minimalist, and it doesn't completely replace the index. There's plenty of lume. There will be a lume shot, and you can see that there's a little arrow index at the end of the seconds hand, reminding you that the original Ingenieur was first and foremost a precision tool for a technician. The crown is a screw down. The case has 120 meters water resistance, and it has a Sellita SW300 movement regulated by IWC. It is a high-grade variant of the SW300, automatic winding bidirectional 42-hour power reserve, 28,800 vibrations per hour, 25 joules. You have both hacking seconds and you have a quick set date function, so both present and correct. This is a versatile timepiece that can be considered in some respects a attractive price point alternative to a Rolex Datejust 41. In some respects, it actually surpasses the feature content of the Datejust 41, while offering a little bit more water resistance and certainly greater exclusivity than any mainstream Rolex model. If you like your Ingenieurs wicked and you like to recall the old 666 in a modern form, well, this latest reincarnation of the original 666 reference is the watch for you. Wear the Wicked One on the watch box. IWC Ingenieur. Note the double lume of the indices and the plot outboard. The devil's in the details with this one. How much do you love that fully loomed seconds hand index? That's sweet.